How's everybody out there? I'm Adaj Perry. I'm a fashion designer as well as a furniture designer. Actually, my humble beginnings start in South Carolina. Yep, that's right, I'm a country boy. Rock Hill, South Carolina is where I was born, back in the day, And, coming up down south, I always knew I wanted to be in New York City, but that was my humble beginnings right there. Adaj Perry is a soulfully motivated, spiritual cat who has a creative, driven spirit in him. And I say soulfully motivated because that's where everything comes from. My creative design, my, spiritual meaning, it comes from the soul. The move came to New York in 1985. And the reason for the move, it was my sister and my mother and myself. The move to New York was better opportunity, more things to do. There were no jobs down there. So, it was a better move for all of us. And plus, I wanted to live in New York anyway. The first thing I actually wanted to do is drive a freaking tractor trailer. That was the first thing that I wanted to do, because there was a dude that knew my family. He would come in and out of town, he always had money, and he was a truck driver, and I was like, yo, I think I want to do that. I know, looking at what I want to do today is crazy, but yeah, truck driver. Actually, it was when I came to New York, and I was about around 14, 15, and I'm also a dancer, like a house and club dancer. And the first time I got it was me and my boy. Back in the day, we was ready to go to a party, like a house party. Back in the day, the house party was the joint. And I was like 14, 15 years old, something like that. Make a long story short, we went to Jamaica Ave. We picked up these Champion shirts with these skid drawstring pants and everything. I came back home and my mom was like, yo, how much money did you pay for these drawstring pants? And I was like, about $35. And she was like, yo, I could have showed you how to make them and you probably would have spent like $10, on the fabric. So I was like, oh, okay, show me. So she showed me, and after that, I started making more and more of the drawstring pants, and that led to shirts and overalls, and then I started making them for my boys. So I just started to get that bug of creativity, and that's the original story. That's where it came from. I'm also a furniture designer, and I also do upholstery as well. And on top of that, I write a little poetry here and there, but every so often, but it's something that interests me as well. And on the other side, I'm also a house and club dancer. Those that know me know how I get down. So. Everything that I do is culturally based, but it's for everyone, because that's the only way, we're gonna survive and get along and thrive and be the best that we are if we do everything together. My inspiration comes from the soul. Like, I'm a neo-soul advocate, all right? And I'm inspired by like the neo-soul look or the soul 70s. That's where my inspiration comes from, is the soul 70s, because back then you had cats like Superfly, you had Pretty Tony, you had the Mac, Goldie and things like that. Not saying what they did was right, but the style that they had, like the way they wore their clothes, like that was inspiration to me. And like cats of the neo-soul era today, like Jill Scott, Music, Bilal, what's my dude's name? Maxwell. Like that visual, look of clothing is where my inspiration comes from. I define my style like this. I want to go on record and coin the phrase at this moment, coin the phrase soulful cool. That's my style. And I define style like this. Style is that visual signature that you give to the world. It's your visual signature. So whatever you want to show, that's what people are going to take you as. But if you want to secure, a nice look, a comfortable look, that's your visual signature to the world, and that's what style is to me. Soulful code to me is security and self. It is it's a look of, you know who you are, you're determined, okay? And it's effortless. Like, your look is effortless because it comes off so hot. It's effortless. The ingredients that make up my particular style are creativity, soulfully motivation, a spiritual connection, and as well as what would I say? A connection to my clients, to make them look good and feel good. Because if you look good, you're gonna feel good. If you feel good, you're gonna do good. The official brand name of the collection is Adaj Perry, New York. Future goals for the Adaj Perry, New York collection consist of getting the brand into boutiques, getting them into department stores. But first, we want to go to the boutiques, the smaller areas, so we can build up like a vibe and get like a good aura going with the people. But we want to get a buzz going. And secondly, we want to spread it throughout the country, New York, Chicago, LA, Washington, we want to go everywhere. And future goals are to create a flagship store here in New York where, everyone can come by and you can check out everything from Adaj Perry, New York. Even the exclusives that may not be in the boutiques at that time, you can also come to the flagship store and get everything Adaj Perry like you need to. I started out with a company in Jersey, and actually my first fashion show, I placed like 3rd place, but I was going up against like couture gowns and everything like that. And I was actually the youngest designer in there, but I placed 3rd, And then I came back for the same competition, and I was actually doing leathers, I was doing denim, and I actually took 1st place, and I won my first trip to Paris. Some of the items in my repertoire with Adaj Perry, New York, will consist of, the accessories that I have are leather bags such as messenger bags, postman bags. I also do racing jackets, leather racing jackets, denim racing jackets, jeans, cargos, and I think I'm going to get on that slim jeans type of joint too. Because a lot of cats are out there wearing the slim jeans. So we're gonna add that to the repertoire and to the collection as well. The shirt that I have on is a Adaj Perry shirt. So we do tops, bottoms, also hats, So we're gonna roll out a lot of things, with this brand. I also have a ladies collection. It's more of a intimate apparel collection for ladies, and that consists of bathing suits, consists of these garments called slingshots, that a lot of dancers may know of, sleeves that you wear, also the thigh highs we have with that, and that's a pretty interesting line too, because I'm primarily a menswear designer, but ladies want to look hot too, so I got to make the ladies look hot. Place that I'm at now, I just finished my first couch. Well, actually my second couch, but this one is much better than the first one. I just finished my first couch. I also built my coffee table. I built my backboard to my TV. I also built my bed and the headboard to my bed. I draped my ceilings, you know, things of that such. I also did my light fixtures in my place and a little podium too, you know. So I like to keep it creative and I like to keep a feng shui look about my place with everything in balance. Hey, how y'all doing out there? This is Adaj Perry. I'm 39 years old, I'm a fashion designer, and I just want y'all to look for the line coming to you pretty soon. We got some t-shirts coming out for the summer, so please stay tuned. You know, they'll be to you soon. If you want more information, go to my website, adajperry.com.